The deep hum of the orbital research station Calypso 7 was a constant companion to its crew, a reminder that in the endless blackness of space, silence was never truly silent. Floating hundreds of kilometers above a barren exoplanet, the station had one simple mission: to listen, to capture and decode any whispers from the stars. Dr. Evelyn Shaw, lead xenolinguist, sat hunched over the glowing console, eyes scanning strings of symbols pouring in from the deep space array. It had started as a faint, erratic signal, almost indistinguishable from background noise. But over the past 72 hours, it had grown in strength and complexity. This was no random burst of cosmic static. It was a message. "What is it this time?" asked Captain Harris from the nearby viewport, his gaze fixed on the swirling storms below. Evelyn didn't look up. "Mathematical sequences. Prime numbers at first, but layered with something else. Patterns that resemble cultural references, or art, maybe music. It's intelligent." The room held its breath. Messages from alien civilizations had long been the stuff of science fiction, but now the reality sat before them in digits and waveforms. Over the next days, the team worked tirelessly. The signal was not just complex, it was multidimensional. There were embedded images, abstract mathematical theorems, and even snippets of what appeared to be history. The more they decoded, the clearer one fact became. This was a warning. The aliens, whoever they were, spoke of a cosmic storm unlike anything the galaxy had seen for millennia. A force that would tear through star systems, leaving nothing but void and silence. Their message was cryptic, but the meaning was unmistakable. Prepare or perish. News reached Earth's command centers quickly, triggering debate and fear. Was this an act of goodwill or a sinister ploy? Who were these beings who could foresee such destruction? And how much time did humanity have? Meanwhile, on Calypso 7th, tensions rose. Some scientists wanted to push forward with a message back, hoping to establish contact and forge an alliance. Others argued for caution, fearing they might be inviting an unknown threat. Evelyn's unease grew. The message hinted at knowledge far beyond human technology, ancient star maps, unknown physics, and references to civilizations lost to time. It was as if this race had witnessed the galaxy's darkest hours before. One night, as she reviewed the transmissions alone, the signal shifted. A new layer emerged, a series of coordinates pinpointing a location on the edge of the system. Evelyn's heart pounded. This was no longer just a warning. It was an invitation. Or a summons. Her fingers trembled as she prepared to relay the findings to the command center. Somewhere beyond the stars, something waited. Something that might change humanity's fate forever. The void was no longer empty. It was listening back. The space above Earth's atmosphere shimmered unexpectedly, like heat waves rising from a desert floor. Calypso 7 sensors registered the anomaly first. A vast, amorphous shape, drifting silently through the void. Neither ship nor natural phenomenon. It was the Voidar. Unlike anything humans had seen, the Voidar's form was fluid, constantly shifting between translucent membranes and glowing filaments of light. Their presence radiated an unsettling calm, as if they existed partially out of sync with reality itself. The scientists and military personnel aboard Calypso 7 watched in awe and unease. Aboard the station, Captain Harris addressed the crew over the intercom. "We have a visitor. Unknown intentions. Keep all protocols ready, but stand down from immediate hostilities." Dr. Evelyn Shaw stood near the observation deck, her mind racing. The message from the signal, the warning, the coordinates, all made sense now. The Voidar hadn't come by chance. They had come with purpose. Contact was made, not with words, but with thought. A wave of mental images, emotions, and concepts flooded Evelyn's mind, the Voidar communicating through pure empathy. They showed glimpses of a cosmic cataclysm approaching, a stellar storm that could extinguish entire star systems. Their civilization, once vast and powerful, had suffered similar devastation. They came to offer salvation, but on their terms. But trust was fragile. The Voidar's gifts came with a price. Their abilities to manipulate matter and energy were beyond human comprehension. Yet their true motives remained veiled behind layers of ambiguous signals. Conflicts arose quickly. Many on Calypso 7 saw salvation in the Voidar's presence, a chance to save humanity from extinction. Others, including hardened military veterans, viewed them as a potential threat, questioning what the Voidar might demand in return for their help. Meanwhile, on Earth, political factions debated fiercely. Was it an alien alliance or an invasion in disguise? The Galactic Federation representatives urged caution, but offered no clear guidance. Back on Calypso 7, Evelyn and Captain Harris formed an uneasy alliance to bridge the gap between humans and Voidar. But time was running out. The cosmic storm was closing in faster than any predicted, and the Voidar's true agenda would soon force humanity to choose: trust the alien saviors or fight for their freedom. In the endless dark of space, the stakes had never been higher. Tensions aboard Calypso 7 reached a boiling point. The enigmatic presence of the Voidar split the human crew into opposing factions. On one side were the hopeful, scientists, diplomats, and civilians who saw in the Voidar a chance for salvation from the looming cosmic disaster. On the other side stood the skeptics, military veterans and hardened security officers who distrusted the alien visitors, suspecting a hidden agenda beneath their seemingly benevolent actions. Captain Harris found himself trapped between these conflicting forces. His years of combat experience told him to be wary, to prepare for betrayal. Yet the Voidar had already saved the station from the first deadly wave of the cosmic storm, repairing vital systems with their advanced technology and shielding the habitat from lethal radiation bursts. Their help was undeniable, and yet every favor they granted came at an invisible price, one no human dared to fully acknowledge. Dr. Evelyn Shaw pushed deeper into her mental communication with the Voidar. Each connection revealed more unsettling truths. The Voidar were survivors of a cataclysm far worse than humanity could imagine. To endure, they had evolved to harness the life forces of other species, sustaining themselves in ways that defied human ethics. Humanity was not just an ally in their eyes. It was a resource to be cultivated, even sacrificed. Within the cramped corridors of Calypso 7, paranoia festered. Secret meetings unfolded in shadowed corners. Equipment was mysteriously sabotaged. Friendships cracked under the weight of distrust. The crew's unity was eroding fast. One night, Lieutenant Morgan, a charismatic but ruthless officer, led a covert coup attempt to seize control of the station's communication systems. His goal was to sever all ties with the Voidar and send a dire warning to Earth, even if it meant risking open conflict. The uprising was violently suppressed, leading to a tense stalemate and a precarious ceasefire enforced by Captain Harris. Desperate for answers, Evelyn initiated a dangerous mental convergence with the Voidar leader. Through shared visions and cryptic thoughts, she demanded the truth behind their intentions. The Voidar responded with a haunting revelation, a vision of the cosmos as a vast garden where star systems bloomed briefly before withering, life endlessly harvested and recycled in cycles beyond human understanding. "We are the keepers of balance," the Voidar conveyed. "The storm spares no one. To survive, life must be exchanged, transformed, repurposed. You have become part of this cosmic cycle. The weight of their message crushed the crew's hopes. Faced with such a grim destiny, humanity stood at a crossroads. Submit to the Voidar's terms and surrender their autonomy, or resist and risk annihilation. The fragile alliance aboard Calypso 7 shattered completely. Outside, the cosmic storm roared closer, its echoing fury promising either an end or a new beginning, one that would decide the fate of humanity and all life under the stars. The cosmic storm bore down on Calypso 7 like a ravenous beast, its swirling clouds of charged particles and gravitational waves tearing at the fabric of space-time itself. The station's hull groaned and shuddered under the relentless assault, lights flickering as systems struggled to hold together. Outside, the Voidar's shimmering form pulsed rhythmically, as if drawing energy from the maelstrom, or perhaps feeding it. Inside, the fractured crew faced their darkest hour. The fragile truce had collapsed entirely. Factions clashed openly, weapons drawn, as fear and desperation consumed reason. Captain Harris barked orders, trying to maintain what little control he had left. Evelyn Shaw, burdened by the knowledge of the Voidar's true nature, worked feverishly to find another way, a solution that didn't involve surrendering humanity's freedom. The Voidar spoke once more, not with words, but through a powerful shared vision that enveloped every mind aboard the station. They revealed their history, a civilization once proud and expansive, brought to ruin by the same cosmic storm now approaching Earth. To survive, they had learned to weave themselves into the very fabric of space, harnessing the life essence of others to repair their shattered forms. This was their way of life, their only hope. "We offer a choice," the Voidar's consciousness echoed in every mind. "Join us willingly. Share your strength, your knowledge. Become part of a new galactic order. Or resist and face extinction as the storm consumes all." Faced with impossible odds, the crew made their decision. A small group, led by Evelyn and Captain Harris, chose to accept the Voidar's offer, not out of submission, but with a plan. They would embrace the alien technology and knowledge, not to be consumed, but to rise stronger, transforming humanity into something new, something capable of surviving the storm on their own terms. The transformation was agonizing. Ancient human fears clashed with alien abilities as the crew merged their minds and bodies with Voidar energy. Their senses expanded, their understanding of the universe deepened. They became something beyond human, beyond alien, guardians of the fragile balance between creation and destruction. As the cosmic storm finally struck, Calypso 7 became a beacon of resistance. Shielded by the newly forged bond between human and Voidar, the station weathered the tempest. The storm ravaged star systems, but the alliance born of necessity endured. When the skies finally cleared, the survivors looked out on a changed galaxy. The Voidar were no longer distant mysteries, but partners. Humanity, once fragile and divided, had stepped into a larger cosmic role. Warriors not just of survival, but of hope. In the vast silence of space, a new story began.